Hi, this is Cousin Russ. I thought I'd take a moment to talk about a tool that I have created on Google Drive, specifically Google Sheets, on how to do some research. We've been using this tool in the Dear Myrtle community on beginning genealogist, and it seems to be working well. It's a good tool, I think, and so I thought I would take a minute and just a couple minutes and give a virtual tour of this Google Sheets. The Google Sheets opens on this research overview. And I think it's a good reminder, at least it's a good reminder for me, that we go around in circles a lot, but that's a good thing. And what we hope that we've done is make use of this circle. So you start with what you know, determine what you want to know, select the records that you want to research, search for those records and get them and use the information. And then you start around the circle again because you've added some new information that you didn't have before, and you go around looking for additional information. Yeah, we're going around in circles a lot, but you pick up little bits and pieces as you go. The next piece is that the next tab, and there's tabs across the bottom. And let me see if I can't zoom in a little bit so you can see those tabs that are across the bottom. The first one says overview. The next one says record selection table. The next one is links and record links and personal checklist and research form. And I'm going to go through each of those forms over the next couple of minutes. But at the top of this second tab is what you, if you need, if your question, your genealogy question is death information or maiden name or marriage or age, that's his first question, or first column is what's your genealogy question. The next column, the second column, is where do you look first? What kinds of records do you look at to answer your genealogy question? And the third column is where do I look next? So this is a different set of records, but you're most likely going to find the answer to your question in the second column, but here's a couple of more places to research. Now, the next tab at the bottom is a list of links directly back to Family Search for those record collections that were in the previous table. Now, I want to go back to that previous table because what I want to show you is at the bottom is a link directly back to Family Search and the where I got this table from. So it's, if you want to go back and use what's on Family Search specifically, this link down at the bottom of the second tab will take you back there. My mind worked a little bit differently, so I created links to Family Search back to those record collections. And it just goes back to those record collections on Family Search. It doesn't go to any place else. It just goes to Family Search. So you can go directly back to Family Search's collection, whatever the collection is, and you click on, these are all hot links that will take you to Family Search. The next column, the next tab is called Record Links. What I have done, and I've used the power of Google to find record collections. So you'll see most of the record collections, they'll be at least in two places. And Google found them for me. And I tried to make a distinction between paid sites and free sites. For an example, the 1940 U.S. federal census is on Ancestry.com and it's on Family Search. If it's you need a paid subscription, you'll be green with a $sign. But there's also this census record collection that's pay as you go. It's a subscription, but you only pay for what you use. So it's different. Google found these record collections for me. Here's some from the National Park Service, Soldiers and Sailors. So I have created this list, and there's about 150, 149 of these records. As I find records uh, that I use, I will put them on this list and find where they can be found. I also made a notation that I was looking for U.S. naturalization and citizenship records, but the two links that Google found for me were not for our research. So I listed them here, but I have a line through it and have a notation that it's not for research. So those are the lists of the records, and as we're going around, so what we've done here on the overview with our circle, start with what we know. What do you want to know? That's that second tab. You search for the records, and there's two places. One goes directly back to Family Search, and then I created that list that links to other websites that have the same records. And then you go to that record and capture the data that you want, and you go around in a circle. Now, the next tab after the record links is the person checklist. Now, this one is a little bit different in that I have collected what kind of records you might find for a person. So this is more for something you might want to print off, and I'll show you how to print and download this here in a minute. But this is for an individual person where you would write or type in the name of that person, the birth and death information. So you know whose sheet of paper this is, and it's two pages worth of check marks, and all you need to do is put a check mark if you want to use this kind of record. So for my person that I'm working on, here are the records that I've found, or if I would just put a check mark on a printed piece of paper that I have found the record, and the information from that record would be in my genealogy database. Okay, the next item that I have in this spreadsheet, and this is trying to teach people how to do some research. It's a research log. Again, this is on a person basis. Here's the name of the person. You would write the name right here. And the person ID number, whatever you might use to distinguish this John Jones from another John Jones. Some person ID or genealogy database may give you that information, or maybe not. And then this first column is what date. The date that you did the research. Where did I look? So if I looked at 3 websites, I have 3 entries. What was the source description, the source title? Something to remind you what you're looking at. What was I looking for? That's at first the list of the questions you're looking for. I was looking for a birth certificate, looking for a death certificate, and the scope of the results that you recorded, and a document number depends on how you do your filing system. So this is your research log. Where did I look? What did I find? And this is not dealing with source citations. This is just a research log. And since we're using this as a tool for teaching, we actually have a sample research log that we added, and we were searching for this person, and we didn't have a person ID number for our example. But this is the kind of information that we were, our research log as we work through the example. So this is what you would do. Um, you'll notice some different colors here because we actually have a conflict here. This is the research log. We marked it so we recognize that we had a conflict, but now we need to resolve the conflict. You don't change this, but we have a sample of conflict resolution where we would take the information from that previous sheet and bring it onto this sheet, which will come in here in a second. And this is there was even created citation information, some confusion, reliability, all the kinds of things you want to deal with when you're trying to resolve a conflict. So this is just a very quick example. I didn't make a blank conflict resolution because you may have your own way of doing it. So what I want to go through just very briefly is this Google Sheets is for your use. If you want to download it, file, and then download as an Excel spreadsheet if you have Excel, a open document format for another spreadsheet program. You can download it as a PDF file, a comma delimited file, or a tab separated file. So you can download this whole workbook if you choose and customize it to meet your needs. This is just a sample that we've been using. And there's one other item that I wanted to point out. Let's go over to this person checklist. Let's say you just want to print this from Google Sheets. There's a print icon that says print or Control P, and you can print this directly from Google Sheets to your local printer. So this is a brief overview of what is in this Google Sheets workbook that we have created. Hopefully it's a research tool that you might use. It's one that is in my genealogy research toolkit, and it's been, for me, it's been very successful. For an example, I will work, and I've talked about this on other blog posts, that I'll research a record group and focus on a certain record group for my family in my tree. But this is another approach where you can focus on a person, but you go around that circle several times, picking up new information as you go. Okay, well, hopefully this was helpful. I thought it was time that I do a short tour of this Google Sheets that we created for our research and the genealogy do-over. Thank you. Have a great day.